Salubrias, Irene Ratliff, Street Meet the Point. Today is Thursday, May 28th, 2015. I want to say today we did have our meeting. We did host it at Ominalagrio on Thursdays at 5:30 p.m. I wanted to say that we are doing good works and application, meaning that we are applying and we are, get in contact with the Department of Labor to open up some doors that I'm looking at. It just seem kind of closed. We want to be able to have more opportunities with our innovations. We want more opportunities for college graduates. And the thing is that I'm the one looking at it. There's probably a few other people. I need to go out there and find them as I'm pursuing my search with the Department of Labor. I've notated some things with the EEOC. I am contacting Atlanta as well as Fulton County. So right now I'm just at work, Matter of fact, to tell you the truth, I think I need to get in contact with federal. I ain't trying to be like, okay, hey, because we do have opportunities. There's the workforce development and stuff like that. It's just that, hey, this is something that should be implemented. Considering that, yeah, we do have programs available for the reentry. We also have veterans programs, those who are high school dropouts, job readiness. So I think that there really should be something readily available for college graduates. And again, I think I'm going to go ahead and get in contact with the federal aspect of it and say, listen, the innovation aspect of it, yay, yeah, you have a lot of college graduates who are interested in pursuing innovation, and we want to be able to support that, I'm one of those people who feel just the same way. I have ideas. I want to work with other people that can, help those things manifest. It's an investment to us collectively. It does focus on cooperative economics. And, hey, that is muy importante, and that's how I see it. I wanted to say, yeah, ser importante. Please estudia de español. Study your Spanish at duolingo.com. I wanted to say that, too. I went to a job fair, and there was a lot of people there looking for work. And majority of those people, I would say maybe about 75% of the people there actually had college degrees. And there were employers there. The thought is what's the ratio of those people who actually got hired? Okay, so when we're looking at our money, our funding, our economics, a lot of this stuff is looking kind of camouflaged. It's like, I understand we have people who may not have their high school degree or high school diploma and things like that. And I know that the workforce is there, whether there's labor jobs, warehouse jobs, manual jobs. The thing is that something is missing. Again, when things are camouflaged, it just kind of look like everything is okay. But in actuality, when we begin to look at our economics in our community, we have men who are looking for work, whether they have went through the reentry program. So then it means that we need to get more people to support our reentry, the federal insurance. To tell you the truth, I did have it posted on www.streetmeet.biz in terms of federal, but federal recipients are people who haven't had work for a long period of time, people who receive government funding for food, for AF family. So it's not just felons or veterans, So that being said, find out the ratio. Ask somebody, did you get a job ever at a job fair? I think at all the job fairs, I kind of got lucky. We had went to a job fair, and the way that it was ran, I ain't gonna fib to you. I was like, who's getting hired like that? You go there, and they want you to fill out the stuff on the internet. I don't know, wasting my gas and went over here. You gonna tell me to do it? Fill out the application on the internet. The way that maybe perhaps we're doing job fairs is probably not a benefit. And then the same thing even applying online, because a lot of people are looking for work. So now when we start looking, I was like, listen to some people talking about, oh, well, here it is. Oh, it's such cliche. We got clothes, we in clicks. Wait a minute. People should be employed. You understand? So when we look at Atlanta's supposed to be like this mecca of opportunities, considering people coming from the West, the Midwest, up North. I mean, and then to see a lot of homeless people, it's like, wait a minute, there's some things that are not adding up, okay? It's not calculating. It's not registering like, okay, like it's all right. It's not. And so for my concern is that if we're looking at this camouflage, then that means that we're missing out on a lot of talented people, because the money's is not there. Not only is the money's not there, maybe someone want to tell them about them being inexperienced. I'm finding like I'll be looking at some of these, okay, I want to get experience. I know how to do that. You have to have like 10 years experience, 5 years on top of your education. Well, can you give me the opportunity? And these are our concerns, okay? Because the thing is that we do want to have work. If we're doing the same thing without elevating, then that means that our economics is at a low. So the thought is that I know we have rich people. Don't get me misunderstood. Those with trillions of dollars, and then those who. But when you look at it, I mean, even if we were looking at the financial district, we have a lot of people in one place, and it's just like, okay. Then I was like, okay, I was riding down the road and I was looking at this lady. She had a sign on her vehicle. And so my thought was, I started looking at, people who are working at different places. And I know we have, government contracting and things of that nature. And the thought was, wow, those who are working at some of these places are probably on average making anywhere from $40,000 to $60,000. So then where is the bracket of people who are making more than that? 100,000, 200,000, just on average. This is just average, right? So it was just like, just when you start looking at our money, it's like, okay, then they wouldn't sit there and talk about the arcade dudes. And, what that mean is, you know what that mean. Jerome's clique. But that's small money. Brother man, don't get me wrong. Can I, hey, we go out to dinner or something. But when we look at even that, brother man, he flexing, looking good and all that. But even if he's not working or whatever, I mean, that's like what? In pocket, maybe what? 30,000, 40,000 less? I mean, really? Okay. So now when we look at our housing market and all this other kind of stuff, anyway, our economics. So please, no milk. Milk is Martin Luther King. The I, MLK. The I is you. Okay. All right. You understand where I'm coming from? If we was to look at, I understand like our money is a little different than maybe some other like developing country. Now, don't get me misunderstood. Now, I know we could be looking at areas and be like, wow, like look at with a magnifying glass and a telescope. I say I'm focused on college graduates. We have low income coming out of school. There's school tuitions, and we'll put these on CCs and all that. Can we help each other come up, or we can help other people come up too? That's how I'm seeing it anyway. I wanted to say that we are working on the Kwanzaa celebration. I did get a few phone contacts. I'm sorry, merging. I did get a few phone contacts regarding my interest or my effort. And the reason I said me is because I'm looking for you too. And so anyway, there are some efforts being made, and I did received a couple of phone calls from the culture departments, um, and the I need to get in contact with them because we had Memorial Weekend, so I'll get in contact with them. It is already June, and so I'm hoping to be able to participate so that we can align some of those functions for it could be a little bigger than what it probably was in previous years, because we do want to support Kwanzaa, and Kwanzaa is the host of the Guzo Saba and the Seven Principles. Okay, so somebody said, well, the Guzo Saba, no, the Guzo Saba is the Guzo Saba. He's the triangular looking thing. And then the principles, right? So the seven principles. Each one of them have their own symbols too. And I was kind of, if you go on Street Meat Company's Facebook, I think you would see some of those arts. I had a gentleman, and I think I showed that from a previous conversation, his work. Okay, what else? There's some other interesting things going on in terms of us cultivating. I have asked a gentleman for his support. He's supposed to be one of the premiers in terms of his knowledge. And so anyway, they had gotten in contact with some of us with the Unity for Power. The elections for that is going to be coming up. So I had asked him, are you running? He said, well, I'm posted there for a period of time. And so I began to ask myself, do I want to do that? So I'm still working on me wanting to work with Unity for Power. The thing is, there's some things that I want to do, and I know that some of their efforts is to try to cultivate and really bring forth the effort of centralizing their funding in one place, whereas I'm looking at funding in many different places. So I don't know with my leadership or with my guidance if that may be a good fit. So that's the reason why I may or may not pursue it. But those of you who do know me, and if I come and ask you, please, I'm looking for your support so that I can participate and on 2 or 3 sides of our relationship collectively in our community, okay, or with our community. Again, I think that I have mentioned I am kind of leaning over to some areas of where I was writing information. If you look at the posting, I am submitting this information to various people of what we're doing. We are selling handmade crochet bags for $30. That is to help us raise money for Harambe. I changed the name of the book. At first I was going to do Kwanzaa. I said, okay, I'll name it Harambe. So the gratuity is appreciated, okay? You can make donations at www.streetmeat.biz, streetmeet.biz. And I think that's what we're working with. Sayubria's people, thank you. I do encourage people to go to your libraries, work with your local representatives, work with your NPU, get involved, be in the know, get educated, find some work. Somebody said, well, here, I said, are they working? There's a lot of things to do. It really, really is. And when we look at us knitting, our relationships, like I think about Harriet Tubman, it was a Survey of Truth. One of them, they have this little thing where they're knitting, right? And so it's the knit in itself. It's like a little itty bitty cloth. So, hey, that means that we need to be doing a little bit more knitting, That means we need to be working, okay? I mean, there's organizations out there. We have churches that are doing phenomenal work, so big up to the churches. There's some doing a lot of grand work, okay? And whether it's the temples, the mosques, The churches, hey, unity comes within unity, okay? And so I know that I've been out there working with different people in various different places. But what I realize is that, hey, me going out and networking and meeting people, that's one thing. I'm looking for that same reciprocating connections, okay? So that means that, hey, I go to your function, you come to my function, we go back and forth, and we just try to, hey, build that area of unity. So that is good, right? Yay! All right, Salubrious people, Harambe! Yay!